After her father's desperate plea for donations to help pay his restaurant staff amid the coronavirus outbreak, Lady Gaga is allegedly mortified and humiliated to learn about his antics amid sudden backlash from fans. What is up, you guys? It's Susan Morad here with Clevver News, bringing you all the latest entertainment updates from my Clevver home studio as we practice social distancing. And if you haven't already, a major happy birthday is in order for Lady Gaga. Only it wasn't exactly the happiest celebration as she learned about her father's desperate cry to fans to help pay his restaurant staff amid business shutdowns due to the virus outbreak. We're going to get into all of this, but really quickly, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know on the latest news updates. So it's no question times are extremely tough for every business and restaurant across the world right now, and we're all doing what we can to help each other out as well as the economy. Apparently, so is Lady Gaga's dad, JoeGermanotta, who sent out a desperate plea in the form of a GoFundMe to help cover his staff's wages at his restaurant Joanne Trattoria in New York City's Upper West Side that he actually co-owns with Gaga. It didn't take long until he received an overwhelming amount of backlash and criticism from the public, including Lady Gaga fans. In a now deleted tweet, Joe shared an update on the status of his restaurant, writing, "I'm doing the best I can, but we had to close Joanne for the month. Our staff needs some help financially. Any help for our employees will be appreciated." The tweet also included a link to the GoFundMe page to ask the public for donations in order to help keep his staff employed. In the GoFundMe page that's since been removed, the description read, "Our staff is finding it increasingly difficult to finance the daily necessities to keep them healthy, like groceries and insurance costs, to say nothing of rent, utilities, and other recurring bills. Our goal of $50,000 would cover our typical payroll for approximately 2 weeks, and 100% of the profits would go to our hourly workers to provide those necessary items like food, childcare, and medical expenses." The post concluded by asking their community of friends, family, and neighbors, quote, "If you've enjoyed us in the past, have had a friendly encounter with some of our incredible service staff, or even if you hope to enjoy us in the future, we'd be so appreciative if you would consider donating to our staff to help them through this difficult time." Fans became furious over the fact that Joe had the audacity to ask for money when his daughter just so happens to be the Lady Gaga, who is worth around $300 million, not to mention the fact that she is half owner of the restaurant. However, sources are now revealing that Gaga had no idea he even created a GoFundMe account when the page went viral over the weekend. Insiders revealed to Page 6, quote, "She had no idea he was doing that, and the idea would have been shot down before he even finished bringing it up. And the worst part is, it's her birthday. Neither she nor her mother Cynthia would ever let that happen. It was him acting on his own, unfortunately really bad impulse." I'm curious to hear what you guys think about Gaga's dad's cry for help, and what are your thoughts on him using Gaga's name essentially to get donations on her birthday? Get the conversation started right here in the comment section below. And apparently Joe didn't realize what a mess this would cause, and don't even get me started on fans' comments. The source went on to add that Joe realized he made a stupid, embarrassing mistake, and that, quote, "He saw other people getting into the spirit of giving and generosity and somehow thought that applied here. It had more to do with the spirit than a belief that he needed or deserved financial help to pass on to his employees. He was acting on impulse." Although Gaga has yet to comment on the criticism that stemmed from her father's actions, Joe has since addressed the backlash during an appearance on Fox Business, telling hosts that although the tweet did come from his account, it wasn't him who actually wrote it. He said, quote, "I don't write my own tweets for the restaurant. Everything has been deactivated. There was a small amount of money that was donated. If the crowdsourcing page is able to return the money, then that will happen. If they cannot, then I will double the money and pay it out to the staff. These kids have been with me for 8 years. They're kind of like my children at this point. I intend to keep them on some type of stipend to keep them going." Fans are also putting in their 2 cents, tweeting comments like, "Lady Gaga worth $300 million and being the co-owner of that restaurant, their staff should be paid fully, including the tips they are losing. JoeGermanotta, you are one greedy bastard." Another user wrote, It's not that serious, but I just think it's funny JoeGermanotta thinks we're still delusional little fans of his daughter that we will pour out our money to fund his restaurant. This also comes as quite a shock to fans after it was reported back in 2011 by the New York Post that Gaga reportedly gives 50% of her earnings to her dad through their LLCs Team Love Child and Mermaid Music. Gaga and Joe opened the restaurant back in 2012, and although it's unclear whether she still pays him out, most believe he's not exactly strapped for cash. Many other artists who own properties and restaurants are doing what they can to help out their employees and tenants. Like Ed Sheeran, who owns Bertie Blossom's restaurant in Notting Hill, recently pledged to pay out his employees full salaries amid the layoffs. Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard, who own a multitude of residential properties throughout LA, have also agreed to cover their tenants' rent for the month of April. Many celebs are doing what they can and donating millions to help aid those in need. But right now, you guys, I want to turn it over to you. What are your thoughts on Gaga's dad's cry for help? And also, what are some ideas or things you think they can do to help their employees out? Get the conversation started right here in the comment section below. And while you're down there leaving comments, be sure to click right over here to see other ways celebrities are helping others during this really difficult time. As always, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss a Clevver News update. I'm your host, Susan Morad. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll catch you later. Bye.